Namaste. In this session, we are going to look at min-max scaler. Now, min-max scaler will scale the range of each feature to be between 0 and 1. Okay, so whatever be the actual range of the values, it will scale them to be between 0 and 1. Now, min-max scaler could be used when the data is not normally distributed. Now, as we saw in the previous class on standard scaler works well on features that are normal like. Okay, so it is useful when a feature follows a normal like distribution and not so much otherwise. So when we say not so much otherwise, you can use a min-max scaler on features that are not normally distributed. But there's also a caveat here that it does not perform well on features that have outliers. So it is sensitive to outliers, and we'll see why it is sensitive to outliers, and it also does not change the shape of distribution of that feature. And we'll see this as well in the plots. So how does min-max scaler work? So now for each feature x, for example, if we have this age feature, then we first calculate the minimum of all of these values. We find that the minimum is 5. It is not 0 actually, this should be 5. So I'll just update it. So the minimum value is 5, the maximum value is 49. Okay, so what is this new xi? This new xi will be the initial xi, that is for example 5 minus the minimum is 5 again, so 5 minus 5 is 0, and hence the scaled value is 0. Then for the next, for example for 10, we will do 10 minus 5 upon the maximum is 49 minus minimum is 5, so 49 minus 5 44. So we will do 10 minus 5 5 upon 44, which will give us 0.11. Then similarly for all of these features we'll do. Now for the maximum value, this is 49, so we'll do for the 49 value, we'll do 49 minus x minus 5, so this is 44 upon x max is 45 minus 49 minus x minus 5, so this is again 44, so 44 by 44, this will give us 1, and hence the maximum value in the scaled is 1 and the minimum value is 0. So you see now all the values have been scaled between 0 and 1. So this is what min-max scaler does behind the scenes. Now if you check out the plot, this is a similar plot. So it also scales the values to be between 0 and 1. So now all the plots will have values that range between 0 and 1 only. Okay, so if you see in the standard scaler, it went from -3 to +3 and -3 to +4. But in min-max scaler, it will go from 0 until 1 for all of these features. Now why does it does not perform well on features that are outliers? Well, that is because if we just assume that the maximum value here is 120, then the x max will become 120, so the whole calculations will get skewed and the outliers will therefore have a very huge effect on the scaling. Okay, so this was all about min-max scaler. Now we will look at a practical implementation in Jupyter Notebook. So now in this demonstration, we'll first import a min-max scaler from sklearn.preprocessing module, and now the rest of the imports are same as before. Now we'll first import the dataset of California housing from sklearn.datasets. Now just remember that if this is the first time you're downloading this dataset, or if you're using this dataset for the first time, then you might need an internet connection to download it, and then once it is downloaded, it will be saved in your local computer and you can use them without an internet connection afterwards. So this is my X head, these are all my columns, my features, and my output column is my, if I check what is my Y dot head, it tells me it is my median house value in each particular block of California. So now I do not want this latitude and longitude columns to be in my input data frame, so I'll remove those columns using x.iloc. So I'll filter them out, and now this is my new x. Okay, these are now my input features. Now I'll plot similar to how I did in my previous tutorial on standard scaler. So here, but I'll do it on min-max scaler, and we'll check if using min-max scaler has any difference on the distribution of the variable. You see, now all of the variables are between 0 and 1 as we talked in the lecture before. All of these are between 0 and 1, but also you see now there is no striking difference between the distribution. They are the same as before. So hence here as well, min-max scaler doesn't affect the output distribution of the variable. Now I've already done this. Now I'll split the dataset into training and testing. And now instead of standard scaler, I'll using min-max scaler. So we'll check if using scalars has any effect on tree-based models or linear-based models. So now first I'll do it for the k-neighbors regressor, which is a linear model, which uses Euclidean distances in its algorithm. So I'll first pass this k-neighbors regressor in this MOD argument to my scaled pipeline. Okay, so once I do that, I'll get an accuracy of 49.87%. Now if I do it on the unscaled, I get an accuracy of 17.1%. So you see how much difference scaling made on our k-neighbors regressor. When we did min-max scaler, we got an accuracy of 50%, and otherwise we got an accuracy of 18% when we didn't scale the data and simply fit our training and testing training data on the unscaled pipeline. Now we'll do the same on random forest regressor, which is a tree-based model. I get an accuracy of 66.81%. Now if I do the same on the unscaled data with the same random state, I get an accuracy of 66.87%, which is almost similar to the one we got for the scaled one. So see, whether we scaled our data or not didn't really matter for the random forest regressor, or basically any tree based model. It won't make any difference whether we use a scaled data or unscaled data. But for a linear model, we just have to use a scalar to transform our data first and then pass it to our machine learning model. So this was all about min-max scaler, and in the next one we'll look at robust scaler. So stay tuned for that. Thank you.